Hey everyone, so CPI 8.3, what does that mean for you and myself and the entire MSI community? That's what we want to figure out. And like I said yesterday in my video, we'll look into that SPX 500, SPX, the S&P 500 long-term trend line, what's happening now, where you should be looking at, and what is necessary for you to it's not only survive. Survive is just the basic of being human. If you're a woman, if you're a man, your job, your duty as part of the fact that you're an animal, you need to survive. If not, just ask the question to dinosaurs. They're no longer around because they didn't survive. We have to survive. And during these no that easy moments in the markets, then is when you actually have to figure out the whole thing, because you will develop the skills that would allow you to maximize a bull market. And yes, every drama in the United States will end with a new high and a new bull market. So for now, things are a little bit choppy. Earnings are kind of contracting. Trends are changing. That's about it, right? So, for example, think about this just before I go into the video. What would you pick for the next 5 years? Disney or Netflix? You see my point? That's what I'm talking about. Trends are changing. New players are rising. Yeah? So you have to pay attention to that, okay? So let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's go into Tech Canvas and let's see what's happening. I shared this structure, and it's not very difficult to see. Saturday night, just browsing charts, and I came across this one. Not a surprise, we're under this. This is not good so far in the short term. I'm looking for a breakdown. That would be the breakout under this blue line. This blue line, probably should change the colors. This one down there will be red. There you go. This one, remember, is, never forget, that's the liquidity level of December, the week of December 11 of 2017. All right. So obviously, if it's under this, it will just push lower, and we might have another drop in Bitcoin. We might have another drop in Bitcoin. That's potential move lower, around 26% to the downside. That is about 5,200 points for Bitcoin. Of course, anything like Mara, NIO will suffer in the short terms. Those calls are the premiums are gonna get burned. But nevertheless, just pay attention to potential bounces along the way and how you can trade this area. Full rotation, again, the red horizontal line, this one, it's now the 2019 June 24 week, the June of 24 in 2019. So clearly we have a potential to be sideways before we define either we go up or we go down. And at that point, not even knowing what was going to happen between 19,800 points and 13,800 points, I will bet that from this point we'll go into accumulation process and reverse, because I'm pretty sure at this level everyone's going to call for a $10,000 level, and it doesn't have to happen, okay? Because you have this very strong level. We can always argue it's 13,000 in Bitcoin, 13,800 points to 14,000, and that would be a massive kind of understanding. This point was resistance, and now it's becoming resistant breakout, and now will become a strong support on a third attempt of the price to revisit this area. Okay, so let's go now to SPX 500. We're using the Oanda data, and what's happening? Exactly what I shared with you yesterday. My upside target was 4,600, based on a potential flat to lower, even the miracle. Based on the activity of gasoline. Gas was dropping for about probably 92 consecutive days. So that gives a lot of hopes. But for example, when you see components in the whole CPI structure, people still talk about shelter. And shelter, it's very difficult for it to kind of move lower, right? Let me have some coffee with you guys. So that's what's happening. Now, the trend line, it's there. Always remember, above, very bullish for stocks, and under, a little bit of pressure. Now, the one thing I want to do today with everyone, just following technical canvas, this is where I actually record all my videos and show you in a very basic, straightforward, black and white what's happening. I might throw a little of my bias, but the technicals are there, and it's something that we cannot deny. If I were to take the high, this is 1, this is 2, and project the levels of Fibonacci, this is trend Fibonacci. This time it's a bearish trend Fibonacci. I'm looking at this pullback went all the way between the 50% Fibonacci and the 61. So there you go. You have a full rejection in this area. They have a second rejection. If I were to lower 0.1, that will be a massive rejection at 61.8% Fibonacci. So, and not a surprise. And if you were to add a 20 exponential moving average, definitely price is under the moving average. This is that one that you see on my screen is exponential. I tend not to use simple. Sometimes I use the weight for, I think I can't remember the name of the guy now, but there's one guy that uses that, the 30. So absolutely, if we were to just follow what's happening here, and remember, I said before we have challenge number 2. Yesterday, I mentioned challenge 1. Now we have challenge 2. Everyone thinks it's just settled that he just gonna come and destroy. And yeah, I may refer to him as a clown. And it's the understanding when a lot of people say, oh, there's so many things that are negative. I just want you to remember one thing. If you're in the US, your whole life depends on the markets. Your retirement account is based on the markets. So when people call, okay, it's going to go 20, 25% lower, take a look at this, for example. Take a look at these guys on Seeking Alpha. Gunlesh, I don't know how to pronounce his name or last name. Gunlesh sees the S&P falling 20, 25%. Do you have an idea how much pain that will cause? I'm not here to discuss if it's inflicted or not inflicted. I don't care. I want you always to, when you come to Market Surveillance Alliance, the content I publish in our website and the content here, look at this as a potential understanding. Like, yeah, I had to actually close everything and jump on some puts, but you need to trade and you need to learn the whole thing about trading options to cover some of your positions. Some of you guys that are watching, you probably have Facebook, you probably have Amazon, Tesla, you have XYZ stocks, and you see them down. But if you develop the skills to cover, offset those losses in the short term, you will feel much better in the long term because you will know how to, okay, I have Walmart. Let me take a put on Walmart. It won't make me rich, but you know what would it do? It probably put on my investment account $1,000 extra, $2,000 extra, while my big position, yeah, it's bleeding in the short term because after the health crisis from 2020, things have changed and there's massive disruption in the supply chain. Nobody wants to go back to work. Shakity. So that's what's happening. Okay, keep that in mind. So if I see this level, don't be surprised of a retest of the 3,625 points. I'm just going to draw these, and no one should be surprised. Now, the real question is how. That's the real question. How are you going to react at this level? And how you will react if, in fact, the S&P drops another 20%, right? Now, for options traders, for option investors, those that in the short term use weekly calls, or those of you that go with leaps, well, it's just about positioning. And nothing is lost. For example, one thing that kind of caught my eye, and this is like kind of a little bit of understanding how the market behaves. Starbucks still above the 20 exponential moving average. Why? Why is this connected? So you will find themes in the market that in some sectors, some stocks will do okay, right? They will do okay. For example, if things were so bad in China, why is this happening? Look at that. That's NIO. Ticker symbol NIO. So there's strength in the market. So far, NIO this week, 14.67%. What's the market doing? Let's just bring it to let's have it here. Weekly, it's minus 3%. So it's almost like a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 for NIO against the US stock market. So you always find components. And like I shared before, just to finish this, just to end this video for today, the recap and everything. I will come with potentially 2 more videos today. You have to think, right? You have to think that there will always be a bullish stock. Something will go up when the whole thing is falling apart, because investors will find value, and investors are looking for that opportunity in the next 6 months, 12 months. Never forget, the market is a mechanism of the future today. You get the tomorrow's newspaper today. So when things are very bad and you see and you pick something like NIO that is up 14% in a week, it shows you that there is hope. It shows you that there is potential, and you should never throw the towel. Guys, this is my quick recap during the European session. It will be posted on the Tech Canvas section, where I look at charts, I look at basic technical analysis, just to guiding. No idea so far as like potential trades at this moment, but you can easily go to Quote Media and look for NIO and see if you find any distortion between volume and open interest. Just a little bit of a guidance how to pick a particular trade when you see these setups. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and never forget, someone always knows.